Come&See. Student Book. Published and copyrighted by Korea International Christian School. Page 30. Unit 4. People in Town. Lesson 1. Occupations. A. Listen and say.
What does your father do, Tina? My father, he's an astronomer. He studies stars. How does he like his job? He likes it a lot.
Page 30. B. Listen and say. Then practice. How does he like his job?
He likes it a lot.
Page 31. C. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice. What does your father do?
He's a baker.
Number 1. A baker. Number 2. A photographer. Number 3. A security guard. Number 4. A construction worker. Number 5. A baseball player. Number 6. An actor. Number 7. An actress. Number 8. An astronomer. Page 31. D. Listen and number. Number 1. What does he do?
He's a baker. What does she do?
She's a security guard. 3. What does she do?
She's an actress.
4.
What does he do?
He's an astronomer. Page 32. Lesson 2. Occupations. A. Listen, point, and say. Number 1.
Mechanic. Repair shop.
Number 2.
Factory worker. Factory.
Number 3.
Postal worker. Post office.
Number 4.
Server. Restaurant.
Number 5.
Cashier. Supermarket.
Number 6.
Librarian. Library.
Page 32. B. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice. Who works at the library?
The librarian works at the library.
Number 1.
Who works at the library?
The librarian works at the library. Number 2.
Who works at the restaurant?
The server works at the restaurant. Number 3.
Who works at the supermarket?
The cashier works at the supermarket. Number 4. Who works at the post office?
The postal worker works at the post office.
Number 5. Who works at the repair shop?
The mechanic works at the repair shop.
Number 6. Who works at the factory?
The factory worker works at the factory.
Page 33. C. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice. Where does the librarian work?
The librarian works at the library.
Number 1.
Where does the librarian work?
The librarian works at the library. Number 2.
Where does the cashier work?
The cashier works at the supermarket. Number 3.
Where does the postal worker work?
The postal worker works at the post office. Number 4. Where does the mechanic work?
The mechanic works at the repair shop.
Number 5. Where does the server work?
The server works at the restaurant.
Number 6. Where does the factory worker work?
The factory worker works at the factory.
Page 33. D. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice. What's his job?
He's a server.
Number 1.
What's his job?
He's a server. Number 2.
What's her job?
She's a librarian. Number 3.
What's his job?
He's a mechanic. Number 4. What's her job?
She's a factory worker.
Number 5. What's his job?
He's a postal worker.
Number 6. What's her job?
She's a cashier.
Page 34. Lesson 3. Occupations. A. Listen, point, and say. Number 1.
Fix cars.
Number 2.
Make things.
Number 3.
Build houses.
Number 4.
Take pictures.
Number 5.
Make bread.
Number 6.
Help you find books.
Page 34. B. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice. What does the mechanic do?
The mechanic fixes cars.
Build, builds. Take, takes. Help, helps. Make, makes. Fix, fixes. Number 1.
What does the mechanic do?
The mechanic fixes cars. Number 2.
What does the baker do?
The baker makes bread. Number 3.
What does the photographer do?
The photographer takes pictures. Number 4. What does the librarian do?
The librarian helps you find books.
Number 5. What does the construction worker do?
The construction worker builds houses.
Number 6. What does the factory worker do?
The factory worker makes things.
Page 35. C. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice. Does the construction worker build houses?
Yes, he does.
Does the construction worker take pictures?
No, he doesn't.
Number 1.
Does the construction worker fix cars?
No, he doesn't. Number 2.
Does the photographer take pictures?
Yes, she does. Number 3.
Does the baker make bread?
Yes, he does. Number 4. Does the librarian build houses?
No, she doesn't.
Number 5. Does the mechanic fix cars?
Yes, he does.
Number 6. Does the factory worker help you find books?
No, she doesn't.
Page 35. D. Listen and chant. What does a vet do? What does a vet do? A vet helps sick animals. What does a firefighter do? A firefighter fights fires. What does a pilot do? A pilot flies airplanes. What does a dentist do? A dentist cleans your teeth. What does an astronomer do? An astronomer studies stars. What does an office worker do? An office worker uses a computer. Page 36. Lesson 4. Phonics. A. Listen, point, and say.
C-R. Cr. Crab. Crown. Crocodile. F-R. Fr. Fruit. Friends. Frog.
Page 36. B. Listen, read, and check. Number 1. Crab. Page 36. B. Listen, read, and check. Number 2. Fruit. Page 36. B. Listen, read, and check. Number 3. Crocodile. Page 36. C. Listen, point, and read. King crab. Crocodiles and frogs. Together they sing. There's a crab in a crown. He eats fruit like a king. Page 37. Lesson 5. Unit wrap-up. A. Listen and check. Number 1.
What does your mother do?
She's a cashier. Page 37. Lesson 5. Unit wrap-up. A. Listen and check. Number 2. Who works at the repair shop?
The mechanic works at the repair shop.
Page 37. Lesson 5. Unit wrap-up. A. Listen and check. Number 3.
What does the photographer do?
The photographer takes pictures. Page 37. Lesson 5. Unit wrap-up. A. Listen and check. Number 4. Friends.